All right, sometimes we are given the area or even the perimeter of a shape, and we have to figure out some of the information that they're not telling us. For example, the area of a square is 64 square inches. What is the length of one side of the square? All right, might feel like we don't have enough information, but let's think what they do tell us. We know we have a square, so we can draw out something that resembles a square, more or less. Go ahead and draw this on your paper. And then we know the area is 64. Okay, so let's think what else we know about squares. We know they have 4 right angles, and we also know that all 4 sides are the same. Okay, so we know that this we could label as S. We know that this is S. We know that that's S. We know that that's S. We know there's some mystery number. How do we get the area of a square? Okay, well, I know I do a side times a side, right? This side times this side, or any 2 sides times each other, since they're all the same. And I know that's going to be 64. Well, let's think. What number times itself equals 64? Okay, well, I know 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. We can guess, and we can just keep guessing and checking until we figure it out. And then we'd figure out, oh, 8 times 8 equals 64. So the length of one side of the square is 8. So that would be our answer. And because it's square inches, we know it's 8 inches. All right, so it's kind of like a puzzle where we have to figure out, what do they give me? What am I trying to figure out? How can I sort of fill in the gaps from what I know to get to where I need to be? So here's another one. They give us a picture this time. We have a rectangle. Notice they tell us the area is 36 feet squared, and they tell us that this side is 9. Well, we have to think about, okay, what do I know about rectangles? I know to get the area, I do the length times the width. Oops. The width. Oh, there we go. So I know the length times the width equals 36. Okay, I know this length or the width is 9. So 9 times something equals 36. So I might know based on my facts, or if we think about the relationship between multiplication, and what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I know if I take 36 and I divide it by 9, that is going to give me my missing number. Okay? That's one helpful thing, is that we know, okay, the answer divided by one of these numbers will give me the other number, just because of how multiplication and division are related. So 36 divided by 9 is 4. So then I know 9 times 4 is 36. So I know this missing number here is 4. And again, you should be writing this with me. If you forgot, write it down now. Pause the video and write it down now. All right, one more. The area of a rectangular piece of land is 525 square meters. Its width is 35 meters. What is the length of the land and what is the perimeter of the land? So, area of a rectangular piece. So what should we do first, do you think? Hopefully you were thinking draw a rectangle. Okay, so I know the area is 525. Its width is 35. So I don't necessarily know if that's the longer or the shorter one. We'll put 35 here, knowing that the answer we got might actually be bigger than 30 or smaller than 35, depending on how they labeled it. So again, we know to figure out the area, we do the length times the width. We know the area is 525. So something times 35 gave me 525. Now, this isn't like a fact that I personally have memorized, so I could either guess and check and say, okay, what times 35 is 525? Or else, see if you can figure out a different way that I could figure out the missing number. Go ahead, pause it, and see if you can figure it out. All right, hopefully you figured out that you could divide. So if I take 525 divided by 35, that will give me my missing number, my missing lengths. So let's do that. 525 divided by 35. I'm doing that on my calculator, which you can't see. That equals 15. So I know 35 times 15 is 525. You can always check that on your calculator to make sure you did the division right. So then I know, okay, the length is 15. So that's where my picture doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Technically, I would have wanted to switch those, but it doesn't matter. It's just to help me visualize what's happening. So now I have to find the perimeter. Well, I know, how do I find the perimeter? I add them all together. So if I have 35, 15, another 35, another 15, I can add those together to get the perimeter. And if I do that, I will get 100. 100 is the perimeter of this land. Because I know 35 plus 35 is 70. 15 plus 15 is 30. 70 plus 30 is 100. Or do it on my calculator. All right? So hopefully you can see how we can figure some things out if we have missing information, or depending on what we're given. If you still need help, that's okay. Let me know. But give it your best try. You got this.